Shaltazar pause transmissions when anger arises. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Baninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. Anger often arises without warning. It can appear in an instant, sparked by a word, a tone, a memory, or a moment where something inside you feels threatened or unseen. Often, what is being stirred is not only the present moment, but something unresolved from the past, an old hurt, an unhealed wound, an inner conflict that never felt safe enough to be expressed. Anger surges through the body before the mind has time to catch up. Heat rises, the chest tightens, the body braces as if preparing for danger that once was or still feels possible. Words line up at the edge of your mouth, ready to be released. In these moments, reactions can happen before you realize you have a choice. You may find yourself saying or doing things that do not match who you truly are, then wondering afterwards, why did I do that? Most harm is not caused by anger itself, but by expression that has not been paused. Anger is not your enemy. It is a messenger. It often arrives to signal that a boundary has been crossed, that a need has been ignored, or that an old hurt, one that may never have felt safe enough to be expressed, has gone unacknowledged for too long. But when anger is given the steering wheel, it forgets its role as messenger and becomes a weapon. Healing cannot take place while anger is driving. It begins only when anger is met, listened to, and allowed to step out of control. But the pause creates space between impulse and action. In that space, choice returns. When you pause, the body has time to settle. The tightness in your chest, the heat in your face, the clenching in your jaws or hands begins to soften. The breath deepens. The nervous system receives the signal that you are safe enough to feel without attacking or defending. From this steadiness, response replaces reaction. In the pause, you are still allowed to feel angry. You are still allowed to disagree. You are still allowed to say no. The pause does not silence your truth. It allows your truth to be spoken with clarity rather than force. You are not required to suppress emotion. You are invited to meet it with awareness. When anger is met in the pause, it becomes information rather than destruction. To notice, I am angry, without letting that anger become your only identity in the moment. When anger is met in the pause, it becomes information rather than destruction. What was once a wound begins to reveal its wisdom. You can ask, what is this anger trying to protect? What is it asking me to see? From here, you can honor what anger is pointing to without harming yourself or another. This is how conflict transforms into understanding. This is how boundaries become clearer and relationships become more honest. This is how healing that once felt impossible begins to unfold. This is how power returns to your words. Simply take a deep breath and return to the pause.